We're back. We're back. Guys, we are back. Guys, as you walk in, please make sure you hit that like button. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click all because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, like always. Thank you for tuning in to KR Culture Radio. Akeem, Jordan, what's cracking like? What's cracking like on this Wednesday evening?
Man, you should already know we back at it.
Absolutely, man. We hey, good to be here back with you guys, and we about to get it in. Big news today. I can't wait to talk about this today. But hey, other than that, let's go. Let's get it.
Now, you about shout out to everybody that's watching us all across the board: Facebook, Instagram, Kick, and also Twitch. Guys, make sure you follow. It's so very important for you guys to follow so you never miss it when we go live. Shout out to those right now watching us on Rumble and also X. Shout out to you guys also watching on TikTok and also Bingo Live. Thank you guys so much for tuning in on this lovely Wednesday evening. Go ahead, Jordan. We moving along to sports. Jordan, what's going on in the aspect of the sports, big dog?
Let's get into it. Let's talk about some NBA free agency. So it started a couple of days ago, and it's been some people that are staying in teams, switching teams, and also losing teams. So here's a couple of big headliners. So Damian Lillard from the Milwaukee, he got waived from the Milwaukee Bucks, so Milwaukee could sign another player, Miles Turner from the Indiana Pacers. Also, LeBron James opted in his final year in his contract, and also the Lakers just signed. Few hours ago, they saw DeAndre Ayton, which is a center who they got. And then also this team has been major moves. And also, I think Detroit Pistons they signed Duncan Robinson from the Miami Heat. And also, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander also signed his big mega deal, 4 years worth of two. Go back. 85 million, making it one of the biggest salaries in the NBA history. So it's been a lot of moves going on in the NBA. So go ahead, Ronnie, man. What's your take about the NBA free agency? Which teams you think they got better so far?
Milwaukee Bucks, I think they took an L on this one because now they got rid of Damian Leonard, and then probably Giannis is going to leave too as well. Even though, and not only that was a stupid deal too because they paid him a good contract, with 113 mil for his contract, and now they require Miles Turner. I think that was a big L for Milwaukee Bucks. I don't see them bouncing back from this one. Giannis is gonna leave. That's what's gonna happen. So the Bucks don't really feel this one. But however, Dale Leonard, this is a win for him because wherever team you go to, they still gotta pay him. So that's good. He can rest up for until his Achilles get better. He can rest up to like 2 to 3 years and still get paid. So I think this was a great win for him. And shout out to Shea too, because Shea he deserved that wonderful contract for 4 years. I'm proud of him. He did a Mr. MVP himself, winning the final MVP, regular MVP. Man, that man is just an all-around player. He is the true reason why the Thunders won that championship. So I'm proud of him, and I think they did a good deal with that huge win. And now when it comes to the aspect of the free agent, LeBron James, it's still uncertain. Even though he agreed with a four-year deal, I still think he's going to find a way to opt out. I don't know. I don't think he's going to stay with the Lakers too long. I think he's just preparing Luka Doncic to pretty much take over, and I think he's probably going to send her. I don't know where he's going next, but I know he want to play with his last son. But let's see how that turns out. Go ahead, Akeem, your thoughts.
First I want to touch on the Canadian boy. 285 million is well spent money. Got them to a championship, MVP, delivered. Unknown kid, did what he did, and Damian Lillard. I always tell people this, and people always didn't like when I say that Damian Lillard is not no star player. He's the person that you just put in around star players to get those clutch shots when you need him. He's never really delivered 100% of the time. He was always maybe at 50, 40% as he played. And you know what I mean? And he's getting older. He's not what he was before. He's not like a Michael Beasley, for God's sake, who's an animal. As far as LeBron, 154 mil deal. This Rich Paul he's talking about. They're gonna go get the money. and well worth the money. LeBron's stats has been nothing but impressive. So, he's going to end this year out with a bang. He doesn't really need the money. I just think, he's waiting until his son gets better, and then from there go wherever. I'm ready to sign the Clutch Sports.
I'm gonna go with the Lakers, which is found out they saw DeAndre Ayton. I think that's a good deal because last year when they got Luka, they needed a big man, and they had no big man to operate with Luka Doncic. So I think, with that would be a good fit. And also, fellas, I think LeBron might come out and say he might retire this year. There's been rumors that his wife that he wants him to retire a little bit much. I think, with his final, he might be his final deal. I think, this might be his last year. Going back to Milwaukee, I'm expecting Giannis to get traded in the next couple months or during the NBA season. Because since I let Dame go and everything, to me, I would have kept him, healed him and everything. But it just tells me that the Bucks are going to a different direction. And I think, they're going to trade in Giannis. And the one team I kind of like, they made some moves this offseason and also signed a couple players, is the Houston Rockets. They got Kevin Durant now, who's down there. And they got some pretty good veterans and everything. And I think, next year they might make a deep playoff run to go to the championship. So, that's going to be some more stuff signings and everything. But, like I said, with that Damian Lillard, that hits big and everything. So, but you never know. I think there's some rumors that he might come to the Lakers. You never know.
Shout out to White High, who's also in the building. Thank you, White High, for being here. You're always showing us love and support. Shout out to the lovely Bobby Brown, who also is watching us as well. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, always coming through and showing us love and support. We really do greatly appreciate it. Shout out to the Florida King right now watching us on Instagram. Shout out to those right now watching us all across the board. It's great to have you back each and every time we go live. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in on this lovely Wednesday evening. Of course, it's also great to see Jordan is back live and well. I know Jordan had a wonderful vacation, so now it's time to get to it. Now we're moving ahead to money. Money makes the world go round. Money makes our pockets fat. Jordan, what's going on when it comes to aspect of financial news, big dog?
So we might see Trump's big, beautiful bill might come true because the other day the Senate just approved this, so it's going to go back to the House, and it's more likely that it's going to get done, and President Trump will sign this deal. Now, with this big, beautiful, with this big, beautiful tax bill he has, so it's going to affect a lot of people. Comes from the low income, and also citizens and everything when it comes to this tax bill. So go ahead, Hakeem, put a clip, and after that, we'll chop it up.
Now the rough weather complicating Republicans' race to pass President Trump's massive tax and spending bill. Several House members had their flights to Washington canceled after the measure narrowly passed the Senate. Senior political correspondent Rachel Scott has the latest. Good morning, Rachel.
Robin, good morning to you. And we know that Republican leadership is keeping a very close eye on the weather and those flight delays because as it stands now, they already have a razor-thin majority. Speaker Mike Johnson can only afford to lose 3 votes, and already a handful of Republicans are signaling they may not be on board. This morning, lawmakers scrambling to get back to D.C. amid canceled flights and bad weather.
We're going to drive all the way through till we get to Washington, D.C.
House Republicans under pressure to pass the president's massive tax cut and spending bill. Overnight, Speaker of the House Mike Johnson saying a vote could happen Thursday at the latest.
Depending on the weather, delays and travel and all the rest, that's the wild card that we can't control.
The House set to take up the bill after a divided Senate narrowly passed it. Vice President J.D. Vance casting the tie-breaking vote.
The bill as amended is passed.
3 Republican senators voting against it, including Rand Paul of Kentucky.
If you're someone who thinks the debt is a problem, I don't see how you could vote for this.
By one estimate, the bill would add at least $3.3 trillion to the debt over the next 10 years. The bill includes roughly $4 trillion in tax cuts, mostly for the wealthiest Americans, and fulfills some campaign promises like no taxes on tips and overtime. But it defies Trump's repeated pledge that he would not cut Medicaid. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office predicts some 11.8 million Americans could lose their health coverage over the next decade. Democrats ready to seize on those cuts for the midterm election.
The American people will not forget the betrayal that took place today.
Alaska Senator Lisa Murkowski delivering Republicans their deciding yes vote after negotiating an exception for some cuts to food stamps in her state.
Senator Paul said that your vote was a bailout for Alaska at the expense of the rest of the country.
Oh my God.
That's what Senator Paul said.
I said it was easy.
Senator, we've got the...
I didn't say it, ma'am. I'm just asking for your response.
And after a long pause,
Do I like this bill? No. Because I tried to take care of Alaska's interests. But I know that in many parts of the country, there are Americans that are not going to be advantaged by this bill. I don't like it.
over in the House, several Republicans already signaling they won't support it.
This is not going to sail through the House.
The president threatening them to get with it.
What's your message to the Republicans that are not yet on board?
I think it would be very wise for them to get on board. I really do. If they don't do it, look, they'll suffer the consequences.
So later this morning, the House does come into session. They will debate this bill before taking a procedural test vote. If that then passes, that cues more debate before getting to final passage. But again, they have to get their party on board with this. The president now scrambling, pressuring Republicans to get this done by his July 4th deadline, though he did tell me he'd be open to moving that back by a few days if he has to, George.
And Rachel, on another front, the administration announcing that it's pausing about $7 billion in after school and other education funding, but it's unclear why. It's also unclear whether it's legal.
Exactly, George. No clear answer on why this is happening. This is according to a memo that we received from the Department of Education saying that they are now pausing more than $6 billion in educational funds that have already been approved and allocated by Congress to help pay for after-school programs, summer programs, teacher training, English language programs as well. Typically, school budgets are approved in May or June. That money is then allocated in July. So Democrats are now warning this could have some dire consequences, meaning that programs could be cut, teachers could be laid off. Again, the administration not giving any reason here, just saying that these funds are now under review and no timeline on when they could be released, George.
So like I said, it might be coming through really, really soon because it's going back to the House and might get passed on. You might see it into effect very soon. So go ahead, Rodney, man. What's your take?
Now, a lot of people are just having questions when it comes to the aspect of this big, beautiful bill. Why certain people are fighting against it, like Elon Musk and other Republicans in the House saying no to this bill. Now, one of the bills they do have, you guys can check it out, is the White House.gov. They got an article stating all the myth and also the truth. One of the things they are saying when it comes to the aspect of the veterans, people that have been hurt, also that dealing with disability, with this bill help them or hurt them. And actually, they say this bill is supposed to strengthen the Medicaid for the Americans with dealing with disability. And then out of that, they're rest assured that people that are dealing with disability will continue to receive Medicaid and with no losses or changes to their coverage. So that's one good news. So people that are dealing with disability, that's one thing they don't need to worry about. Now, when it comes to the aspect of the EBT, the SNAP program, the only thing that bill is going to do is if the people are not working, they won't be able to get no form of assistance when it comes to the aspect of food stamp. So they got to be working at least minimum hour, like 20 hours per week. They have to work to get the food stamp. So I would say there's some good aspect to the bill. But a lot of Republicans are still fighting against it because they think it's going to cripple the economy. But I think it's actually going to strengthen it. Go right ahead, Hakeem, your thoughts on it.
I want to say people asked for this. Yes. I think they voted for this. The 333 Americans who did it, the Cubans down in Miami. This is what we need to happen to wake a lot of people up. And a lot of people don't look at it. Now, Trump is doing a financial tactic that he's been doing for a long. Raise up the debt, inflated so much, and mind you, he's giving taxes. It's a financial tactic. I'm trying to, because I heard it somewhere talked, and we're just going to see what happens. I do think now, when things get dire, it makes you want to think a little bit more. What are you going to do? Are you going to be able to take care of your kids? Are you going to be able to work hard, restructure, re-strategize, adapt? The government is not always going to take care of you. And you know what I'm trying to say? I understand a lot of people are going to suffer to this, but then there's a lot of people going to say, hey, you want to know something? I see this and let's do something different.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just going to show if it goes pulled through, it's just going to be, like a big shift when it comes to people that lives in low economic levels. And it also shows that, people who take assistance and use it, not just an assistance, but use it for years and years and years because it gets given to you. For those people, you just got to go out there and find a job again. Because when I think about, EBT, the other federal assistance that's given out to the Americans and everything, it is used to help you get back what you need to be. And that's what it should. But, as we see, a lot of, people are overusing it and everything. We've seen that, with this bill, it's going to cut a lot of people off, which I do, feel kind of saddened for. But the thing is, it's like, it should shift to, it's like, okay, this, I can't rely on the federal assistance anymore. I got to be in the world and do what I need to do. You still have states that still offer stuff as well. It'll be out there, but you want big, you just won't rely on the federal people that live at low economic levels. You will not rely on federal assistance, if this bill gets passed and everything. So, as me, my family, we're like I said, it doesn't affect us because we work, we never get assistance or anything like that. So I just hope that for American people, just put the shivers like, hey, I can't rely on nobody but myself, because the federal stuff, the federal assistance is being taken away. So I need to get back to work. Do what I need to do? If I got kids, I got to work 2 or 3 jobs. And if the assistance I can't get from the state, I just, try to get what I need from the state. That's pretty much it on that.
Yeah, the whole aspect of this beautiful bill is going to help billionaires. It's not supposed to help billionaires. It's supposed to help them working class citizen and people that are not making the bare minimum. But let's see how it goes out. They're still fighting for it, even though they say they believe so this bill is going to pass. Now that, but shout out to Sean right now, showing a lot of love on TikTok. Really appreciate you, Sean. Really do appreciate that love on TikTok.
Hey, shout out to Sean.
Really appreciate it. I gotta give a shout out to Sean, man. Sean holding us down over there on TikTok. And guys, make sure y'all go follow her on TikTok as well. She be doing some dope commentary content over there on her channel. Shout out to Sean. Shout out to her, man. Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click all code. We do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Shout out to everybody watching us all across the board. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in on this lovely Wednesday evening. Move along to hip-hop. Hip-hop, hip-hop, hip-hop. Jordan, what's going on when it comes to aspect of hip-hop news, big dog?
Let's go. Let's go. Kodak Black. So, Kodak Black went viral of seeming go off of this chick named Dizzy after she asked about him sweating so much. Later took her phone and ran off. See, he said these theories and stuff, how they be playing with you on TV and the internet, I ain't with that. So go ahead, Akeem, play the clip of Kodak Black. That's that. We'll chop it up.
We're going.
Boy, guys, you don't remember me? Man, stop. Good. Why you sweating? You okay?
I'm shooting a video. I don't know what's up with people, bro. I don't like that shit.
What? You shooting a video?
I don't like that shit, bro.
Let's get it. We good? What quit? We're gonna put your bag up. Put your bag up.
Hey, hold on, my bad. Hold on, man. This beautiful woman talking.
Remember the song?
Yeah, we got music.
Yeah, you forgot.
I like how you swearing. Yeah.
Take my little line.
Yeah, bro, we got music. You know how smart we is and shit. And me, so like, if I'm sweating out the door, man, like you should know better. Okay, so you should know better, like just by our song that we get.
Cause I said, is you cool?
No, cause like that. Real life. Like that, as in like these theories and shit, and how they be playing with a nigga, fam. On TV, like on the internet shit, bro, and shit like that, bro. Like, fam, like
I wasn't talking about like that. I was just asking if you
am I good? Cause I'm sweating.
I'm just saying that you good. I'm just saying that you good. How you been? Type shit. Like what the fuck you on me? I'll be acting like that.
I ain't acting like that. That's why I'm touching you like that. Cause I'm, yeah, you feel me? This is my big brother. You feel me? That's pure love right here, pure love. That's why when I touch you like that, I ain't acting like that. I ain't on no fucking. Don't act like that. I'm a dude.
What's your line at, sucker?
I don't even know about that one.
Go get my shit, man. Thank you. Kodak just ran off of my phone.
What?
Yeah.
You finna come right back. Hey, I'm good.
Stop talking. You ain't give me. Bye. Bye.
So it seems, when she asked him a question, he kind of, took it the wrong way of how body sweated and everything. But, we don't know if he's on anything or anything like that. And, thought something else. But go ahead, Ronnie. What's your take on Kodak Black?
Kodak Black doing too much. He was zoned out. That way, Kodak Black is funny, man. He was zoned out. I think he was doing too much. He kind of knew he was doing too much too. So, he just do. Kodak do what Kodak does, man. He joke around. Sometimes he joke around. Sometimes it goes too far. But that's just how he interact with women. Okay, you hate a man for interacting with a woman. He's a beautiful woman. You want to interact with her, but it just turned left. That's all it did. That's all it was to it. Can you agree? I can't. He's from Florida.
I agree. I just thought that shit was like, he's just playing like a little kid, though.
Yeah. It's a Florida swag. That's what he did. He did a Florida swag. He just went left with it. That's all.
Yeah, absolutely. And with this, I agree with you guys. He was just playing around a little bit. I don't know why he took the walk away. He said, "Are you good? Why are you sweating and everything?" I don't know why he was like all like that for. And then start taking the phone and everything. But like I said, this is what Kodak does. This is what he's gonna do, and this is one of the stuff he's gonna really go viral from. This act unordinary of what he does.
Yep. Like, share, subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember, click all, because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. Shout out to everybody right now watching us all across the board. We really do greatly appreciate you guys for tuning in. All 100 of you guys watching us all across the board. Not only that, but shout out to all these new subscribers. We got, with Dave Bell's in the building. Ben is also in the building. We getting ready to talk about the Diddy trial right now. RC Florida is also in the building. So guys, sit tight and relax. We're about to get ready to do it. So Jordan, main topic on today's show, everybody already know the Diddy trial. He was found not guilty of RICO and sex trafficking and also racketeering. However, he was found guilty on 2 other charges. But go ahead, Jordan, go ahead and deep dive to it. Go ahead, do your thing, big dog.
Yeah, so for most people, and also for Diddy's family, this is a big day for Diddy, which is not being guilty for the racketeering and also the trafficking as well. So those are the 2 biggest things that they was trying to the prosecutors was trying to get from Diddy, and before you know it, he was not guilty. So this they see there was a painting drawing of Diddy who was like on his knees on the chair and this thanking God and everything. So this is real big. This is real big. It's definitely kind of people's minds on how they think of Diddy, and also how they think about when it comes to how the government, the feds try to charge Diddy with certain things like that. Just a whole bunch of things. So, but we do have a clip from his family leaving, also his son leaving, and also other celebrities interacting. So go ahead, Hakeem, play the couple of clips, and after that, we'll chop it in.
Yes! Congratulations, Mama Cole! We spinning, girls! Yeah, Justin! Yeah, Justin! Yeah, Justin! Yeah! We beating it up! Shout out to the girls. Look at the girls right there, y'all. Look at the girls. Looking good. I love y'all, girls. Mama, I love y'all. I love you, Mama.
Once court was adjourned, family members cheered today's verdict. Combs' son, Christian, telling ABC News how happy he is.
Hey, yo, we love y'all. We love everybody watching. So happy. Pop's coming home. God bless. God bless the whole world.
What was going through your head when the verdict was read? Happy.
Joining me now, Irina Roy. Once court was adjourned, family members cheered today's verdict. Combs' son, Christian.
And then there's a Bootsy one too. Go up and show 50 sanity. You just
Man, I'm so glad Diddy free, bro. You know, the reason is because I'm tired of seeing us black moguls get took down like that, bro. Like, and I'm tired of seeing us black people go against us black moguls like that. And I feel like if Diddy was a white man who done all this for people, you know, I know he ain't paid people, but if he done all this for hip-hop, if he was white, they would have had so many white people out there protesting for this man losing his life behind a relationship, you know. And people always, Boosie was on Diddy's side. Nah, it ain't that. It's because I'm thinking about 7 children. Y'all thinking about one person. I'm thinking about these 7 kids who been in my kid's position. Not knowing if your daddy gonna come home or not is a burden on the child. Like I've been said, I'm so glad.
Of Cassidy Ventura, so that is obviously an enormous win.
Oh my God!
The jury did not
guilty on Cassie, not guilty on RICO. No way that Jane is going to be guilty.
There was the video, of course, where he was.
Oh, this makes me physically ill.
Lobby, and you know the prosecution strategy with showing that video, or with knowing that video was going to be shown to the jury, was domestic abuse.
Wolf is silent.
He said, look, domestic abuse happened. But
Wolf is silent.
Right.
There was no racketeering, and it seems like the jury.
If we're talking about count 2 here, the forcible sex trafficking of Cassie Ventura,
she could have testified.
No, that was a strategy by Brian Steele and them. They just wanted to keep the case was weak. Let's just first off and get that. The case was weak.
But she could have still testified. You had Dawn Richard testify. Now I understand if she speaks out about it, but Aubrey didn't even say anything. She was like, "No, I ain't want to do it." But then she's afraid that Diddy might come after her if he get let go. Like, come on, man.
That man ain't gonna risk his freedom over nobody.
Yeah, well, go ahead. I know you're doing other reaction. Go ahead.
Well, also Diddy was denied. Bond was denied from the judge. Claims Diddy cannot prove that he's not in danger to the community. And then also Diddy's sentencing for the other charges he was guilty of will be on October 3rd. So yeah, so go ahead, Ronnie. The verdict is in. What you got?
No, but to me it doesn't make any sense why he's not required to get bond. I think he should be able to get bond because the 4 major charges they were trying to get him on didn't stick. Therefore, he should have been able to get bond. And I think they knew if he would have got the bond hearing, they knew he was going to be able to be paid and be able to get out today. So for them to not do that, to me, it's totally wrong. But however, his lawyer team is going to fight that. They're finding it currently at this moment as we speak. Well, I think the courthouse is closed today, but tomorrow they're going to resume fighting it. They're trying to get him out as soon as possible because remember, keeping in mind, he is no threat to society. He won the RICO case. He won the sex trafficking, and he also won the Racketeering case. To me, the man should be free. The man should be free until his sentencing. And I think no less he might be able to serve 5 years, but then it's going to be 5 years probation at his Miami home. And while I was telling a friend of mine, shout out to my friend, I was telling her how the aspect is he should be able to be free, but however, with the probation, but he's not allowed to do free calls anymore. That should be his minimum. He should not allow to do no free call, no form of free call anymore. Every year he should spend the rest of his time in prison. That's it. But Diddy is a free man. He won the case. Straight up. Shout out to Kenneth, that's also in the building. Also Greg, thank you so much for being here. Yeah, you guys let us know what y'all think on the aspect of the Diddy trial. Did y'all find him to be guilty, not guilty? Y'all, you chat. Go ahead, relay your thoughts. Go ahead, Akeem.
Ain't no way we could take this money, make this money. I'm real, not guilty, and I'm filthy. Listen, I was being attacked online every time we talked about this case. Family members, people online was inboxing me, calling me a coon, saying this is going to happen to my daughter. I say, I'm only speaking strictly on the facts of the case. You cannot have a RICO and there's not multiple people involved. Mind you, they gave Cassie Ventura and everybody else immunity. If you broke down the case, if actually people looked at it, you know what I mean? You should see it from that thing. I'm not saying I support free calls. I don't support free calls. I don't support people hands getting put on them. I don't support none of that. But when I'm saying, I'm speaking from the court of law, a RICO case, how it's a RICO and it's one person. And that's the point where I was coming from.
And this is big. So I'm gonna touch on a couple of things. When it comes to the federal and everything, we remember we talked about how they got like a 91% chance of winning cases and everything. This right here kind of throw that solid window in a way because the magnitude of the case, and also to me, I think the prosecutors did a poor job of coming up and everything. Because I thought they were gonna be like, had everything situated up, picking the right people to get when it comes to testifying and everything. I think they testified 20 people, and I only like probably 4 or 5 of them kind of sticking everywhere. How they put Cassie to talk about everything. Also, Diddy's a couple of assistants that kind of stick on it and everything. But everybody else, when the defense came up and everything, and did a cross-examination, it had the juror thinking, you know what? If you could get the juror to think like, you know what, maybe it's not something at the way, not so what I think what it is and everything. How, it just tells me how of an all-star team of what Diddy's team is and everything. And get this, people, Diddy didn't have to testify, and then since they didn't have to testify, and also when it comes to when it was Diddy's defense teams to bring their people, they said they're not bringing any people. Because they figured, when it comes to the RICO charges and and the trafficking and everything, it's so weak that when it cross-examined these the people that was testifying and all that, the jurors kind of not saying guilty, wasn't thinking that Diddy was guilty. And to me, the defense did a wonderful job. And also when it comes to, as we saw this year, a lot of these, big black, entrepreneur men, athletes are getting on an attack. We talk about with Tyler Perry, he's getting sued. We talk about Shannon Sharp's getting sued. And now I think with this Diddy and everything, to me, it's open to see a black man, can actually win because usually we see stuff like that. We'll find, we'll think, Diddy will the court system won't be fair to Diddy, and we'll think, they'll just give him guilty of all charges. And with this big win for Diddy, I think it really shows that, if you get the right team, and shout out to Brian Steele because he won 2 RICO cases, which is the Diddy and also the Young Thug. So to me, when it comes to RICO, Brian Steele, the lawyer, he's probably one of the hottest lawyers right now in America right now. If you want to fight RICO, you call him, and you got paid top dollar for that. So this is the big win for Diddy, and also when it comes to black men and everything. If you have a right team on your shoulders, you can win stuff like that, and even against the feds, because it shows to me like if you got a RICO case of Brian Steele, he just beat the feds with a 91 percentile. Hey man, yeah, shout out to Brian Steele, shout out to Diddy. When he gets sentenced and everything, he might be house arrest, or he might spend maybe a year or so in jail and everything, whatever like that. But when it comes to this case, this is a big win for Diddy. Shout out to Diddy. But when it comes to Diddy, I still think he's a monster. He's everything what he did and everything. Like what he did to abusing Cassie, and also Jane Doe. He was wrong. He was wrong for that. As a man, that's not respectful. Diddy, I don't respect Diddy for that. But when it comes to the case and also the charges that he had, when it comes to that, the federal and racketeering, he won. So shout out to the Diddy's defense team because they did their job against the feds.
Yep. Now, if you walk out free, that's when you truly win. But go ahead, Akeem. You go ahead. Go ahead. You can read some of the comments we have. We have people asking questions. They Greg asking questions. Where's the Epstein's list? Epstein list will never come out. I keep telling people it will never come out.
No,
because you have high power elites that used to go to the Epstein event, and that cannot be disclosed. If that get disclosed, a whole lot of things will be coming out. So that would never be shown. Go ahead.
You're never going to hear about white freak-offs.
No.
They're buried in the tombs.
It's buried with him. You'll never hear about it. No.
You'll never hear about that.
Yeah. Yeah, Pachamama Radio. Like, I understand, like I said, all the stuff the stuff that he did to Cassie, I do not respect that wherever. And that's why Cassie 2 years ago put a civil suit on against Diddy, and she won and she won her civil suit, and she got her millions of dollars and everything. But when it comes to this case of how the federal feds will try to charge him and everything, it was very weak. And when it comes to that, he was not guilty.
So I want to say something to Pac-Man Radio. Pac-Man, you made a statement there that we need to hone in on it. And we in the internet need to be careful. You said even though he's a rapist and a pedo that traffic underage women, there's no proof in the case of that.
Correct.
There's no proof. Listen, there's been no underage in there. Now, this is just opinions that we say. And a lot of people, a lot of the black community have opinions. You see what I'm trying to say? And we need to be careful. So now, when we're talking about a court case, if you don't respect the judicial system, just like Greg Olive said, oh, he's corrupt but still make money. Okay, what are we going to say about what's the Pirates of the Caribbean guy?
Which one?
Johnny Depp. He beat his case allegedly beating on his girlfriend, right?
Yes, correct. He did.
Yeah.
He beat that case, so he has money. Is he corrupt? We need to be careful how we pick and choose. Optics is everything. Just because you might not like the opinion, in a court of law, he was proven not guilty. They went over facts, data, documentations, statements. They proved that there was no racketeering. You said money. All they needed was a video. All they needed was a bank statement. All they needed was a transfer of funds. All they needed was an explicit. The witnesses didn't even sound corroborable.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dawn went on the stand, changed her story 4 to 5 times. 4 to 5 times, people. So I'm big on facts. And I'm saying this is the court of law. When a lot of people get not guilty, I say, yes, he's our hero. But if certain people are not guilty, are we going to keep the same energy? Just like the little black boy who put that thing into our beloved. Is he guilty?
Why I say Ronnie? Megyn Kelly went off on air on Diddy and showed no respect to his family. Yeah, we knew that.
Hey, Greg, I don't care about color either. Listen, Greg, you yet to say if Diddy, I've yet to even mention Diddy was black or anything. I went by the court of law. He beat a RICO case. Mobsters don't beat a RICO case because they was proven under the judicial system of racketeering. There's tapes and everything. So that's all I want to say with that. People, be careful with your opinions because you might look like a fool. He was proven not guilty.
Shout out to Mom B 2620. She had a question. She said, what do you think about people who turn their back on him? Will he be out for revenge or lay low?
He got too much money to worry about them.
Exactly. And to me, he's gonna be focused on his kids and everything. He ain't gonna be. To me, he don't have all that. He beat this case, and he's gonna focus on him. And he might do free calls again, but he's gonna focus more on his kids and his family.
No, because right now a lot of his people are right now doing that used to be his people are right now doing tours. I'm if P Diddy come out, he's coming after me. He had his bodyguard going Pete Morgan's show talking about, I think somebody gonna come after me. So a lot of people gonna start doing these tours. Like, he's coming after me. He's coming after me. He's coming after me. So I think P Diddy ain't got time for that. That man want to go home, sip on his Ciroc and chill. He gonna chill for the rest of his days. He's too
Can I
old.
ask you a question?
Go ahead.
If he wanted to come after them, why didn't he do it before?
Yeah, exactly. He could have did it while he was in the prison system, in prison cell. He could have did it. He could be like, "Yo, come out of this person, come out of this." Nah, P Diddy gonna spend the rest of his life. He gonna be like, "Y'all just leave me alone." He might do some interviews and stuff like that. But P Diddy not gonna be in the public eye no more. Nah, I think that's
I got a question for you guys now. When it comes to Diddy's defense attorney beat the feds and the feds federal prosecution and everything, do you see when it comes to do you see the feds might go after more entertainers when it comes to RICO charges and everything?
Of course, yes. Entertainers are like the new drug kingpin. Because remember, they influence the community. Not only influence the community, also influence the black community. So yes, they're gonna come out to them more stronger ever before. Diddy just had the money and the resources. That's why he was able to beat this case. If he didn't have that, Diddy would have lost.
Oh, 100%.
He would have lost tremendously. Go ahead, Akeem.
He would have took a plea deal already.
Yeah, he would. He would have took a plea deal. But he's going down in history for being the feds. Best believe that, because it's really, really hard to beat the feds. That's a very, very difficult thing to do, man. So shout out to him, man. He's going down in history. Diddy could go after the liquor company now. Oh yeah, he will. He's going after them. Yeah. And now that they say he might have a right to sue the government, but however, I don't think he won't be victorious in that. It's kind of hard to sue the government because the government, they have the right to do things like that. So to me, he should just go ahead and let it go. But of course, I'm not part of the legal counsel, so I don't know. But I think he may try to go and sue the company too as well. And also on Casey Ventura is also trying to find a way to help victim that was affected by Diddy. She made a statement. She didn't like the aspect that Diddy won this case. So she is, her lawyer spoke about it. She didn't speak, but her lawyer spoke about how she's going to try her hardest to try to help the victim that was involved in the Diddy case and also the freak off. But let's see how that turned out. Now, this is I don't understand. Now you want to help the victim after you got paid?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It makes no... I'll leave it alone. I'll leave it alone. Like, share, subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click all, because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern time. He said, they're trying to be like, let's celebrate a domestic abuse. Now they're trying to, we don't celebrate
no, we don't celebrate abuser.
Not here. I'm sorry,
not
but
here.
If a man won the case, the man won the case. Who am I to say he didn't win the case? The man won.
Right.
It's like that's how people get into lawsuit, big dog. Pat Mama. That's how people get into lawsuit when they start talking about, oh, this and that. Diddy's, if he won't, he gonna come out after a lot of podcasters. Trump already did it. He already did it. So go ahead, Jordan. We moving along. What's going on with Trump visiting Florida for the alligators?
Yeah. So what it comes to, people you got do or don't know. So there's an alligator Alcatraz that the feds built in the Everglades in Florida, and Donald Trump took the visit and seen the brand new alligator Alcatraz. So go ahead, I can't play the clip, and after that we'll jump it up.
Alcatraz, America's newest prison, deep in the heart of the alligator-infested Florida Everglades.
Biden wanted me in here, okay? He wanted me. It didn't work out that way.
President Trump toured the facility today, where 5,000 undocumented migrants will be detained inside hog wire cages on rows of bunk beds. He cracked jokes about the harsh environment.
We're going to teach them how to run away from an alligator, okay? If they escape prison. How to run away. Don't run in a straight line.
Meanwhile, the president and his former first buddy, Elon Musk, are at each other's throats after Musk once again bashed Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill, calling the GOP the Porky Pig Party. Trump is hitting back today, threatening to target Musk.
We might have to put Doge on Elon. You know what Doge is? Doge is the monster that might have to go back and eat Elon. Wouldn't that be terrible?
And get this, he didn't rule out deporting the South Africa-born billionaire.
I don't know. I think we'll have to take a look.
The big, beautiful bill narrowly passed the Senate today. Vice President J.D. Vance cast the tiebreaker vote.
The bill as amended is passed.
3 Republicans voted against it, including North Carolina's Tom Tillis, who blew a kiss to the cameras. Many wondered if it was a defiant message to President Trump. But no, the kiss was for his grandkids, who are on vacation right now without him.
And also in the interview, he went viral for calling Joe Biden a son of a bee as well. Because but other than that, go ahead, everybody. What do you think about Trump visiting alligator Alcatraz and also maybe possibly deporting Elon Musk?
Yeah, him and Elon Musk, because they going at it right now because of the aspect of the big beautiful bill. However, him visiting alligator Alcatraz, I think it's dangerous because a lot of immigrants are gonna try to escape and they're gonna find themselves in an alligator belly. Alligator Alcatraz got, I think, over 100 alligators in that water, so it's not good for the immigrants, illegal immigrants. So my thing is, but however, they did visit the bunker. If you go, people go, you can actually Google it. You can see that they go more in depth. They say the bed is supposed to be comfortable. It's not gonna make them feel like they're some type of cage animal. They got like wiggle room to move around and things like that. It's supposed to be able to bring them home safely. It's just keeping them for a short period of time until they go home to their normal country. But it's here in Florida. It's in Florida. So shout out to the immigrants that's here in Florida. They're gonna be going there pretty soon. Cause I think they're done building it already. Go ahead, Akin.
So hey, I am from Florida. And I want to tell people, this is not a good idea. This is not a good idea. Just first off, if you look at the building, I don't know if there's AC in there. I've been to the Everglades on an airboat. The scorching heat is nothing to play with. The swarm of mosquitoes that are out there, it's a festivity that I don't think people understand. That people are going to get unalive just about heat exhaustion alone. And if you want to catch some type of mosquito disease, go to the Everglades. The least of your worries is the alligators. When the alligators get hungry, they're going to come out there. This is not a good idea. It's an excellent idea. It saves taxpayer money. I'm just saying. Nikki Love, I understand where you're coming from, but we still are human beings. Trust me on this. We still are human beings. I am from Florida, Nikki Love. I don't think you've been to the Everglades. It's not a joke. It is not a joke, my love. That place is not, it's not a joke. I'm not objectively not incarcerating this. I thought we was going to keep the idea of sending them to El Salvador. That's what I thought we was going to do. I thought that was a little bit, let El Salvador handle them. But putting them down in the Everglades, it's a little bit humane. I was only out there for an hour and I was crying to go home. I begged the boat person, turn it back. I'm getting eaten up by mosquitoes. I'm getting sick. The heat was scorching. He said, take some water. I'm pouring water on my face. It's nothing to play with. That I'm going to leave it landed right there.
Yeah, man. When it comes to the deportation and everything, especially here in California, because ICE, they're not in LA, but they hitting the outskirts in LA and everything. You just hear a lot of stories of how these ICE are really doing very weird and wrong things when it comes to sometimes, they're attacking these. I see stories that they're attacking them just to try to wrestle them and everything. And when it comes to this deportation, I think Trump is definitely going extremely too far and everything, and him visiting Elegant Alcatraz and everything. I agree with you 100%. When it comes to being a bad idea. Nikki Love said they're getting AC, 3 square meals a day, dentists and doctors are on the island. Still, if you ever been to the Everglades, I've been to the Everglades one time. It is not no joke. That heat is on. Mosquitoes, you say Hakeem, is on. It's to me, it's like being outside in hell in a way. And even though they might be against some stuff, it's still kind of humane. Like they have this being in the middle of that and everything. I think Trump needs to do a better job when it comes to try to give these people more money to do deportation and everything. I expect him to go this route. And to me, it's kind of sickening what Trump is and ICE is doing right now when it comes to these immigrants.
No, but keeping in mind, American people are treating illegal immigrants more respect than other countries. I guarantee other countries ain't treating illegal immigrants like that. Trust me on that. If you go to Russia and you're a legal immigrant, they doing something totally different, and it's not very. You're not sitting in no AC.
I agree with you.
So, the United States are still treating the immigrant with some form of respect. I'm just saying, like, if you look it up history wise. But moving along to other trending topics, Jordan, what's going on with Mimi Ma? Because I think she also was featured in court as well.
Yeah. So, Remy Ma, she's supporting her son who allegedly murdered a man, and Remy Ma and the daughter of the man got into a verbal altercation, and I believe Remy Ma was detained at Center Point as well. So go ahead, I can't play the clip, and I think that would chop it up.
Try to beat you up. Come downstairs. You in front of the courthouse trying to act like you're tough. Yeah, stop. Yeah, let's go around the corner. Let's go around the corner. Come on, let's go around. Say to beat you up too. Try to beat you up. Come downstairs. You in front of the courthouse trying to act like you're tough. Turn around. Like your mother's ugly? Turn around. Like your mother's ugly?
Same thing.
Oh, okay.
Same thing.
Oh, okay.
Just watch.
Yeah, okay. We could test her right now. Right now. Right now, ugly. Everything. Oh, you thought you was gonna see something ugly, bitch. You wasn't. But you wasn't. But you wasn't.
No makeup.
But you wasn't. Same here. You see what's up? Same here. You see what's up? Oh, okay.
Turn around.
Like your mother.
So yeah, so that was Remy Ma and alleged daughter of the man. They're going altercation, and right now the case is still going on, and we're just gonna find out what's the verse gonna be in pretty soon. So go ahead, Ronnie. What's your take on Remy Ma's verbal altercation?
Yeah, but the daughter do have the right to be upset at the same time because alleged her son was the one that deleted the father. So his daughter pretty much got upset at Remy Ma and said, "How you gonna support your son?" The aspect of him probably be the one that delete her father. So they pretty much was spazzing out at the courthouse. But to me, like certain things, there's a time and a place for everything. But the girl has a right to be upset because that's her only dad. So I'm not mad for her to going off on Remy Ma, but Remy Ma, at the end of the day, she's still a mother. She's gonna support her son no matter what, even if he's alleged of being the leader. Go right ahead, Hakeem.
So a lot of people might not like this commentary. The guy that was unalive was a reputable drug kingpin. A reputable drug kingpin that got unalive. So I just want to point that out there. I don't care about any of these two guys. The one who unalived and the one that. Because I noticed I did history on him. And he was a reputable drug kingpin in Queens. I only care about the innocents. If he was alive and Remy Ma was alive, I would want all of them to go to prison. Life, do a life. I don't have no remorse for none of them. I have a remorse for people who was victim of the drug. Now, here's the thing. The girl clearly I don't know if people watched the video. Remy Ma was minding her own business. The girl was antagonizing her. She said, "Oh, I want to beat you up." Oh, Remy said, "Okay, Remy is a street girl," and ran down and said, "Okay, beat me up. Let's get this popping." You can't antagonize people and don't think you're going to get a response. You know what I mean? But as far as her son and the reputable drug kingpin that got unalive, it's not like was a modern day citizen. It's not like this was a garbage worker in New York City. I did some research. He was a reputable drug kingpin. And I know people might not like that. I care about grandmothers and civilians who don't do nothing bad. I go to work every day. So if I had got unalive by a drug addict, I might be praised because they say he didn't do nothing. But if he's in the streets, those in the streets, do we call that street justice?
When it comes to this and everything, you know, you know, to me, I agree with you when it comes to Hakeem. When it comes to you trying to attack about a person, you know, the son's mother who allegedly, with the son that allegedly, you know, killed their father and everything, you know, like I said, like you said, Hakeem, you know, Remy Miles is a street girl. She's gonna buck back and everything. She's not gonna hold her tongue and everything. So, you know, and Remy was parking back and forth and everything. You know, to me, I have no problem with this. What Remy was doing, you know, you're gonna talk to me, I'm gonna talk back to you and everything. You know, there might be some people, you know, they talk to them, they might just walk past, you know, not deal with it. But some people, no, you gonna bark, they go right bark at you, and the lady, she didn't really do anything. You know, she could have, you know, touched Remy Ma, and she didn't do that. So she just kept talking and everything. You know, Remy Ma, she's gonna buck back because Remy Ma will put hands on somebody. As simple as that.
Yeah, but keep it in mind, who said that? Joshua said it too in the chat. He said, well, what happened if it was the other way around? Let's say it was her son that got deleted. Remy Ma would have probably did the same thing. That girl did the same thing. She would have reacted.
Yeah.
Shout out to No Chaser that's also in the
No
building.
Chaser.
Moving on to other trending news. Jordan, what's going on with Little Scrappy? Talking about man and child support.
Yeah, so Little Scrappy is criticizing man for man who seeks child or spousal support from the woman. So go ahead, I can't play the clip, and after that we'll chop it up.
That they go overboard. Like, they got money and stuff, but they just want more money. They're greedy. There's a lot of men out there that want spousal support and child support and stuff like that. My nigga, like, I really hate it for men. I really, like, if you a man doing that, like, now I ain't saying like if the judge granted you that, like, that's cool. You ain't got no, you know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about actually go for it. You actually a man and you're going for that type of support from the government. I feel like you're less of a man if you do that. You know, you're a whole kid. Like, you still like a boy. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing shit. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that you are confident enough to even come outside and be like, buy you a burger, nigga, is baffling to me. It's baffling to me. Now I'm gonna get back on the women. There's a lot of women out there that act like they don't need child support, but undercover is getting child support. You're the worst in the world. Won't you just be honest and say you need child support? I mean, we all need support. You shouldn't be raising kids by yourself. You need child support. Don't try to act super hard like you don't need it and downplay all the other women. You need child support. Don't ever do that. All the women, I'm just being honest, like, don't downplay. If you ain't had no baby yet, don't downplay a woman that didn't have a baby and she deserves child support. Women that act like that.
So go ahead, Ronnie. Do you agree or disagree with Scrappy when it comes to
a lot of
a child or spousal support?
I agree with him and I also disagree with him at the same time, because there's some men that actually do need it. There's some single father that not able to make a certain amount of money due to the fact is because they're home taking care of the child. so they have to work the bare minimum because nobody's watching the child while they're at work. So I understand that aspect of it. However, there is some men that they're using this as a way of retaliation against the women because some men are just getting tired of seeing women always winning in court. We talk about this a lot over here, how most of the time the court system does favor the women. So when a man seems like, okay, if I'm able to be victorious in court, then I'm gonna go ahead and see if I could do what I could do to get this type of money from the court system and also from the woman. Do that make them less weak of a man? Of course. But if they feel like they can win it, then they could go ahead and win it. That's just my point of view. You know what I mean? So Hakeem, I want to know your thoughts on this because Scrappy did make a good point on that aspect.
So I want people to remember who's talking. This is an entertainer who does shows and gets paid $40,000 to $50,000 per show, and he gets royalty checks. And he was on a nationally syndicated television giving advice about child support for regular people. Shut his dumb ass up. Most people who don't even make that kind of money is given that kind of money. There's a negative stigmatism behind child support already. There's always an opinion about when men seek child support, overlooking the fact that he's taking responsibility and he needs a little bit more. What's the difference about it? I don't think it makes a person less of a man who asks for child support. Does it make a woman less of a man a woman who asks for child support? And then a woman, you got some women who make 50, 60, 80, 100K asking for child support. So it is what it is. Greg Glide said, I have 3 kids. My wife and I have talked about if we split, we both said no one is paying child support. It's called being a parent. Thank you, Clive. Some things already are going to be settled if you have a good co-parenting situation. This goes all the way back with know the person who you having kids with. Marry before you carry. You know what I mean? Know if this the person you can be able to work with after if somehow y'all don't work out. But at the end of the day, the kids got to get split. But also, I want to land this plane. Not everybody paying high child support. It's a lot of people ain't making that kind of money. Some of these guys are paying $120 a week, fam. $80 a week. Like when we hear this story, yes, you got some outliers, but when we talking about from the bulk of it, ain't nobody paying 10, 20 grand unless you're an entertainer. A regular person at the max is paying $200-300 a month. Put 2 children. Personally, I know somebody who's paying $200 for 2 children. That's not even enough for the kid to even been taken care of. You know what I mean? So I'll land it right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but it comes to little scrap. I disagree when it comes to the child support and also the spousal support. When it comes to child support, you know, we see there's a different cost in economy and everything. So if a man has forced to get custody with the child and everything, there is a possibility that he might be held. And and if the man and the woman he had a baby with can't really communicate, the part of the resort is probably go to court and try to get child support if you can't communicate well. So I'm looking at that as I'm looking at kind of in that lane. So, and also with the spousal support and everything, sometimes we hear a lot of men, and a lot of women divorces with a man, and a lot of women, when it comes to they the one fall for the divorce and everything because they're not happy and everything. And to men, that the men that was invested into the marriage and everything, it hurts when the women want a divorce, they want to work it, and they want to work it out, and it doesn't work no more. So when it comes to that aspect and everything, in the mindset of the man, especially if a woman's making a little bit more than a man, and I don't mind if a man has some positive support and everything, because you kind of shatter of what men think about staying in the marriage and everything, also working out and everything. And to me, when a man asks for child support, I have no problem with it. If he needs a little bit of help and everything, it's there to assist. But usually, if a man, if you want spousal support, it's either he's very angry with a woman and he might feel some type of way, or he might ask for spousal support for 6 months to a year or so to get back on his feet, and after that, he probably doesn't need it anymore.
Yep. That's absolutely true. It's your job as a parent and as a man to take care of your own responsibility. Nikki Love said, "I started to know a lot of men are starting to take care of their children now." Thank you, Nikki Love. A lot of women are men that saying that and receiving child support. That's good. I don't know why. I don't know
100.
what happened to some of these women. Some women are. Some women just trying to take pretty much take control of the government system. That's all it is to it. So $6, what a joke! It is a joke. It is a joke. It is a joke. Last time we're gonna. Take. Go ahead.
Look, Class say my eldest is even biologically mine, but I raised him, and even if my wife and I split, I'm going to continue to support her. Thank you.
Oh,
some men are just not going to. Yeah. You're a real man, Clive, 100%. But some men are not going to complain. Take the support. Like me personally. If I get on child support, I wouldn't care. Take the money. I'll go make more money so you can take it, because I know it's not enough. It's never really enough to take care of a child. Go ahead.
Like always, last topic on today's show. DBG, it seemed like he got himself on a little tough vote. Jordan, go right ahead. What's going on with DBG?
Yeah, so DDG and another streamer named Little Rodney, they're kind of going at it. So it started with Little Rodney son as DDG, where his son is after his dad was mentioned, and then he clowns on him on the situation, him and Hailey Bailey, his baby mother, and then DDG responded completely comes back to Little Rodney's son for disrespecting his late dad and joking about skipping the funeral. So go ahead, I can play these two clips. The Little Rodney first, and then after DDG, and after that, we'll chop it up.
You're an older guy in this game. You know what I'm saying? I'm a younger nigga. I still got time, bro. I still got time, my nigga. Ain't no telling what I'm be doing by the time I'm your age, nigga. Hopefully, I'm not on Twitch beefing with niggas. You feel what I'm saying? I'm trying to take care of my family and shit. But I don't know. Then niggas keep talking about how I don't have a dad. Nigga, where your son at, nigga? Nigga, where your son, nigga? Nigga, where your son, nigga? Nigga, where your son at, nigga? Focus on the shit that you got going on. That ass. Everybody got their own problems, gang. Niggas be worried about the wrong shit. Niggas definitely be worried about the wrong shit, gang. Y'all niggas just focus on the shit that y'all got going on, gang. Niggas keep saying, do it for Craig. No, nigga. Do it for Halo. Wait. Maybe this guy. This nigga? This nigga? Nah. You worried about me, gang. I ain't gonna lie, bro. You gotta live with this shit for the rest of your life. Like, you gotta live with this for the rest of your life, my nigga. The Shade Room posted this. You try to get on stream and act like you ain't see that shit. That's why I'm scared to have a baby. Your baby mom is with you for life. Like, that's your family. You can say whatever you want about me, gang. You gotta live with this for the rest of your life. These are decisions that you made, bro, that you gotta live with for the rest of your life, gang. Like, you always gotta wake up and think, like, damn, my baby mom really with another nigga. That gotta hurt. Like, you can say whatever you want about me. I don't give a fuck what you say about me, gang. You always gotta think about that shit. Like, damn, my baby mom really with another nigga. DDG. You're older.
Is that what it is, y'all? I didn't know he made a career off of dissing his daddy. Then I seen a clip where he said he ain't going to his daddy's funeral. You're a terrible person, Reggie. Matter of fact, I am gonna mention your name. You're a terrible person. That man birthed you. That man came to your graduation. That man came to support you. That man wanted to be in your life. Your mom. You need to have a conversation. I think that's what you need to do. You need to have a conversation with your mom and ask your mom why. You need to ask your mom why your dad wasn't in your life. Was it because he didn't want to be, or is it because he couldn't? He was broke though, so maybe that might have been a situation. I'm not sure what's going on, but you dead ass wrong for saying you ain't going to your daddy's funeral, bro. Is that what it is, y'all? I didn't know he made a career off of dissing his daddy.
So go ahead, Rodney, man. What's your take about, DDG and Little Rodney going at it?
Man, these guys are doing anything for content. I sometimes I don't be understanding these guys beef. It seems like they just creating beef, just create beef so they could go viral. Everybody know at the end of the day, DBG and his situation with Halle is not going too well. However, they're trying to work things out to try to co-parent for the sake of Halo. So people are using that as a leverage to take jabs at DBG, but he's not liking it, so he's gonna take jabs back. However, it's content. They're creating content. They're content creators. So what's the best way to create content? Let's just go at each other until people get tired of it. But this is what's happened. I told you I came into it. This happens a lot in the black community. The dysfunctional of the black community. It seemed like it never seemed to surprise me one bit. Go ahead, I keep your thoughts.
This is a part of black society or black culture. I want no parts of it. I don't want to be associated with them. I don't want to engage in that. I don't want to engage in buffoonery or dysfunctionality. I don't even talk like that on the internet. I got a daddy. My daddy been here from day one. My daddy always told me, hey, watch your mouth when you go out in these streets. You represent me. My daddy always told me that. Watch your mouth. These dudes are running around talking bad about their parents like they don't read the Bible. Honor thy father, thy mother, then our days will be long. His days ain't going to be long, you goofy. Give a fuck if your daddy wasn't there. This show still your father. He gave you life. And DDG's another one. Leave your kids off the internet. It's none of our business. But like you say, this generation would do anything for money. I don't come from that generation. I'm 44. I'm from the era where secrets don't get out. They close behind doors. I'm from that era. I'm from that era where you don't disrespect your elders, where you don't want everybody to know what's going on, where you don't want people to know the negative things about you. Like everything is not for money. Everything is not for content. Who cares? But you want to know something? Here's what let me know what made DDG a nigger. He said, your daddy was broke. Like money is everything, you fucking fool. You barely can even speak correct English. And you the person I'm supposed to listen to and look at you as far as intelligence, as far as advice. You 27 years old. You had a baby out of wedlock. My mama and daddy been married 40 years, goofy. So that's what I'm saying. People, do not listen to these entertainers. They are flawed. Go seek your pastor. Go seek a military guy. Go seek somebody who's really doing it, not these goofies.
Yeah, I can. But unfortunately, when you come to these streamers and everything, they got millions and millions of followers, and they like, they Hakeem, they look up to them. They the new rappers now. They look up to them now. And it's sad to hear, but when it comes to how to play with new streamers, how to do things, put a little drama in it and everything, which I'm not a fan of. I'm not a big fan of drama. This is a new thing. This is what these streamers do and everything. They make money, they talk about it, they gossip about it. And it is what it is like that. I'm not a fan of it whatsoever, but this is how these streamers make money, and they make a whole lot of money. So yeah, this is when it comes to this type of stuff, I don't watch it or anything. I don't watch anything like this. And when it comes to this, when it comes to drama and everything, I'm not a fan of it. But it's just making these streamers lots and lots of money, but to go at each other, which I'm not a fan of, and everything. Hopefully, we'll see an apology for both parties, but I don't think we're gonna see that anytime soon.
Like, share, and subscribe, guys. Don't forget to hit that notification bell on the right-hand side. Remember to click all, because we do go live each and every day at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Dollar say, Ronnie, welcome back, Dollar. Great to see you. You say, Ronnie, look like you cut your hair. I didn't cut my hair. My hair is long. It's just the way I set up the camera. on my laptop. But no, my hair is still long. It's still fresh. Like always. Now that shout out to me, some friends of mine, he say my old pastor got caught naked. Wow, at the movies? It was on local news and he laughing about it. Wow, that's crazy. I hope you're not capping about that. Grant said my father was horrible, but he showed me what not to do. Facts. Go ahead, Akeem.
It
You
says,
can read that. Go
I
ahead.
get people who instantly respect me have not even looked at what my content is. They look at my numbers, and that is sad. And listen, they need to don't even look at the number and hear what you're saying at your mouth. That's important because you got a lot to give. Instead of looking at it, you know what I mean, looking at say, oh, he look like he got money or he's well dressed. No, he actually has something to say. There's actually something coming out of his mouth that's gonna be wealth for you in the years to come.
But shout out to Greg, also a new subscriber, man. Thank you so much for participating. Really do greatly appreciate it. Also, Nikki Baby, also said Jama is also too as
Assalamu
well.
alaikum.
He said Seek Allah, which is true. Shout out to Joshua, who also was in the building. Thank you so much for tuning in. No Chaser, thank you so much for coming by. Great to see you, No Chaser. It's been a while, man. I know you're over there working in Cali, man. It's great to see you, man. I always wanted to give appreciation to people that shout out to all the new subscribers that also was here in the building participating while we were talking about the Diddy trial. Diddy is found now guilty. However, he is found guilty of 2 other charges. So he might, and now that he did get, he was not able to get a bond hearing. So he was tonight at the jail cell, but his legal team are continuing to fight about it. Meet some friend of mine say, how y'all feel about Diddy not getting charged with certain stuff? We talked about that earlier on today on the show. Go ahead and watch the replay. We talked about that at the beginning of the show. So go ahead and check it out. Shout out to Doc Chow right now that watching us on Instagram. Manny watching us on Instagram. Also RC Florida watching us on Instagram. Also King Florida also watching us on Instagram. Shout out to the 70 people watching us on Bingo Live. Shout out to those also watching us on TikTok. Shout out to Sean, sponsor of TikTok, because she really shows us a lot of love on TikTok. Really appreciate you, Sean. Hope you can hear me. Thank you so much for coming by, showing us love and support. Shout out to over 100 people watching us all across the board. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Chaos Culture Radio every time we go live. You know, we was on vacation, but we came back stronger and better like never before. And, you know, we missed you guys. Shout out to Jordan also coming back from his vacation. So, you know, people was missing him, but now he's back. Shout out to the lovely Bobby Bryant watching us on Facebook. She also sent us love and support. I didn't able to see her. She was on my side. So that's why I was saying her name. She was watching on my side of Facebook. But shout out to her. She always showing us love and support. Guys, it's also very important you go to KL Culture Radio description. In the description where you can find the KL Culture Radio store. And there's also pinned on the chat and also on the video so you can guys see. I can click it. That's where we have the merch. That's where we have the KL Culture Radio t-shirt, the coffee mug, the hats, you name it. All you need is in the KL Culture Radio store in the description.
There was a comment that I wanted to say that Clive said. Clive said he was sent to Australia by himself at 12. So he'll always be there for his kids. So this is a statement like that. I want people to understand, even if you're getting charged with child support, regardless of whatever the fact is, we still got to be there for these kids. Somebody like that, who probably didn't grow up without a father or a mother, he conceptualized that and understand that. So this is the point that echoes to me to say that regardless of whatever situation you have, be there for the children, because the world is all about the future.
Me, some friends of mine say when Diddy paid his dues, it is possible for him to get even good in the public eye. Nope. The public eye will always see Diddy as one of the conniving, narcissistic, and also the freakiest person in the United States. His image would never go away. I'm just being honest. I would send you 2,000 if you have. I don't know. These people that be coming in, they be trolls. I I was like, when I said that $2,000, I'm like, what are you talking about there? But no, these people be trolls, man. Shout out to the trolls, man. We love the trolls here. So you guys can come in here, troll your guys away. You see, we don't block the trolls. We keep you guys there. Y'all good for my entertainment. That keep me y'all keep me laughing. Trust me. That keep me laughing. Also, guys, also very important, go to community post. In the community post where you can find important information like Prince Hakeem new book, Raising Kings, and also his album out now, right now. By the way, Fat, that's this guy right here. Go ahead, guys. Check out the album. It is out now. It is a banger. It is a hit. Go ahead, check it out. Support the podcast. Support artists. Support Black authors. Come, support. And then we'll do the same thing to you guys. We will support you guys as well. We're working on some dope interviews coming up too as well, guys. So be on the lookout for that. But like always, guys, like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss it when we go live. Thank you for tuning in to Calico True Radio.